The book I'm going to pitch today is Kevin Hart's I Can't Make This Up, Life Lessons. A couple years ago, I had a student who was really struggling reading any books, even things that he said he was interested in. Nothing held his attention like this. Now, it is a rather large book. I believe it is almost 400 pages long. However, it is extremely entertaining, and if you can, I'd recommend even getting the audio of it because he reads it aloud and it's like listening to a couple hours of his stand-up. So he organizes it in events of his life. There's lots of photos in here, so that's kind of cool too. It's organized by lessons from his dad, then mom, then school, then work, passion, and so on and so forth. Talks about successes, things that have helped him become successful in life. And what I also found really interesting about this was all the hardships that he had faced, even once he had become famous and made it, all the financial problems that he had to endure and had to face. So this section is lessons from school, and it's called Getting Hard. My mom's plan of keeping me busy eventually backfired in a way she never expected. All those extracurricular athletics made me strong. Eventually, her beatings didn't hurt anymore. I stopped crying like I used to. The whoopings became more about her, to help her feel as if she was doing her job as a parent and disciplinarian. I mean, I was starting to have angry outbursts and explosions of a temper. I wasn't a little boy anymore, and the degree of restriction she imposed wasn't healthy for a teenager. I had friends on the swim team who were leading responsible lives without parental discipline, and it was time for my mom to let go a little as well. His mom is a very strict woman. For the most part, I've lived by her rules, and I hadn't joined a gang or snatched purses, so I began to advocate for my freedom, telling my mom whenever I could that she needed to start relaxing, that I could stay out of trouble without her help, and that I could take care of myself. She didn't take too kindly to my parenting advice. So when she whooped me or yelled at me, I'd wait a few days until it blew over, then readdress why going a different direction might be more beneficial for us both. Usually this only set her off again. One day she was whooping my ass for having the nerve to tell me how to be a parent. When she got tired from hitting me and paused to catch her breath, I said, "You had enough?" I couldn't believe the words that had just come out of my mouth. They signified that something was new, something had changed. The power dynamic was shifting. I knew it, she knew it, and it pissed her off. "Oh, you want to be a smartass?" She gasped, the words between huffs and puffs as she mustered the strength to hit me even harder. She didn't want to show weakness. A few days later, I complained again about her strict schedule, and she raised a fist and punched me in the arm. Her knuckles cracked against my tricep. When I walked away, I saw her shaking her hand in pain. That's when the beating stopped. She continued to give me verbal beatings, but she knew that short of stabbing, shooting, or macing me, there was nothing she could physically do anymore to harm me. "As long as you're under my roof, you're under my rules," she reminded me the next time she got upset at me. "Well, I'm gonna get out from under this roof as soon as I can," I shot back. She then made a promise that I held on to like a gold bar for the rest of high school. "When you're 18 and you graduate high school, you can do whatever you want." Great! But if you're still living under my roof at that time, you're going to be going to college. You're not going to be doing nothing in my house. After that, she started to loosen her controls little by little. I knew that each new freedom was a test, and I'd passed it by showing respect for her rules and gratitude for her leniency. Even though some of these new freedoms seemed huge to me at the time, they were more like a quarter turn of a screw. Instead of picking me up at Mrs. Davis's house, for example, she'd call when she was leaving work and let me walk home on my own to meet her. When she let me go to a friend's birthday party one Saturday night, I felt like a prisoner being allowed into sunshine for the first time in 15 years. And I made damn sure to get back home on time. I knew if I was late, it might not happen again. So it's very entertaining. It's all short little chapters like that, little snippets and memories from his childhood, from his early days as a comedian, from once he actually made it into movies. And then the last part is really about his lessons for success, and I find them very inspirational. So again, if you want something a little bit more entertaining about a real person, I Can't Make This Up, Life Lessons by Kevin Hart.